It was close to midnight when the storm rolled in. Waves crashed against the shore, rain hammered the windows, and the wind howled like a chorus of restless spirits. Arav sat by his desk, flipping through a set of old photographs. Most of them were of his college days. Happy faces, loud laughter, friends who now lived far away. But one picture was different. It showed the lighthouse, the old abandoned one at the edge of the sea. No one knew who had taken the photo or why Arav had kept it all these years. That's when his phone rang. The screen glowed with an unknown number. At first, he thought of ignoring it, but something compelled him to answer. Hello? Static. Then, a whisper. Do not go near the old lighthouse tomorrow night, or you will vanish like the others. The line went dead. Arav froze. He hadn't told anyone about his plan, not even his closest friend, so who knew? Pause for effect. The storm outside grew louder, and deep inside he knew this was only the beginning. The next morning, the storm had passed, but Arav's mind remained unsettled. He remembered stories his grandmother used to tell, stories of sailors who never returned, of lights that lured people into the sea, of the cursed lighthouse keeper who still watched from the shadows. Most people laughed at such tales, but Arav had seen something once, something he never spoke of. When he was 15, he had gone exploring near the cliffs. He swore he saw a figure waving from the lighthouse balcony, but when he looked again, it was gone. Now, years later, the same lighthouse called to him again, only this time there was a warning. That evening, against all reason, Arav drove to the coast. The road twisted through the forest, the trees casting long, skeletal shadows. His headlights caught glimpses of deer, and once, something else. Something standing too still, too human. But when he slowed down, the figure was gone. Finally, the lighthouse appeared in the distance, a black tower against the blood-red sunset, tall, silent, waiting. He parked his car, stepped into the salty wind, and approached the rusted door. It creaked open with a groan, and the moment he entered, the door slammed shut. The sound of the ocean vanished. The air grew thick, heavy. It was as if the world outside no longer existed. The ground floor was filled with dust, broken furniture, and the stench of mold. But in the center stood an old desk. On it lay a leather-bound journal, its cover cracked with age. Arav hesitated, then opened it. Names, hundreds of names, each one crossed out. He flipped to the last page, and his breath caught in his throat. His own name, written in fresh, wet ink. Suddenly, footsteps, slow, heavy, coming from the spiral staircase. Arav spun around. Who's there? No answer. The footsteps continued, moving upward, inviting him to follow. With trembling hands, Arav climbed the staircase. The steps groaned beneath his weight. Each turn seemed darker than the last. Finally, he reached the lantern room. Shattered glass littered the floor. And there, standing in the shadows, was a figure. The man wore a torn coat, his face hidden beneath a hood. But when he spoke, Arav recognized the voice. The same whisper from the midnight call. You shouldn't have come. Who are you? Arav demanded. I am the keeper, and now, so are you. The lantern flickered to life, filling the room with a ghostly glow. And in the glass reflection, Arav saw them. Dozens of faces pressed against the window, eyes wide, mouths silent, the missing. The keeper raised his hand. The journal on the desk downstairs flipped open on its own. Arav's name glowed with a faint, eerie light. Once written, it cannot be undone. No! Arav shouted, stepping back. This isn't real! The keeper's hood fell away. The face beneath was not human. It was pale, hollow, with eyes that burned like dying embers. You belong to the light now. A blinding flash filled the lantern room. A scream tore through the night. And then, silence. The next morning, villagers found the lighthouse door wide open. The journal lay on the desk. A new name had been added. The villagers shook their heads. Another one lost, another soul claimed. And that night, when the storm returned, some swore they saw a figure standing on the balcony, waving, silent, waiting.